Banned shoes in the NBA. Basketball requires good shoes. However, there are some shoes that you cannot wear in the NBA. We will show you the banned shoes in NBA in this video. The Chinese Heritage Curry 4s. It's not just any pair of shoes. The NBA has banned them. Stephen Curry wore 2 banned shoes in the same week. Everything began in 2018. To celebrate Chinese New Year, the Warriors made these Chinese-themed jerseys and Steph created an exclusive pair of Currys to match, the Chinese Heritage 4s. Of course, they needed that for the next game, but that's when things got heated. At the time, Steph was unaware of the NBA's strict shoe policy. Colorways and logos had to match the team's colorways. It looks like Steph's shoes broke the rules, but it's not that bad, right? It's wrong, because Steph violated the policy again a week later. This time he announced a shoe collaboration with Barack Obama. Despite scoring 25 points, the NBA prohibited Steph's shoes that night. Later that year, the NBA lifted the shoe color restriction. If Steph had waited a little longer, perhaps his kicks would have gone unnoticed. LeBron James shoes. Do you know there's a player who won't allow his teammates to wear LeBron's shoes? LeBron was admired by some, criticized by others, and despised by one. It led to one of the strangest shoe bans in NBA history. In one of his first preseason games, LeBron didn't realize he had a target on his back. Who was this mysterious cloak? Paul Pierce. Pierce always felt like the top dog throughout his career. The attention LeBron was getting made Pierce jealous. Years later, when Pierce arrived at the Wizards, he noticed that one of his teammates was wearing his rival's shoes. The entire team was informed right away they could not wear LeBron's. Wizards didn't listen. As a result, Pierce was forced to play the entire season in the shoes he had banned. They later regretted their decision because Pierce abandoned them for the Clippers. LeBron later admitted that when the players wear his shoes, it's just for extra motivation. Yeezy basketball shoe. Zach LaVine convinced everyone in the NBA to wear a prohibited shoe. He also signed a shoe deal with Adidas. As he planned to debut one of Adidas's new shoes, things quickly went wrong. The brand's leading creator, Kanye West, revealed that he had been working on something for 3 years. After over 300 samples, he came up with the perfect Yeezy basketball shoe concept. After posting photos of the shoes on social media, Kanye announced that faces like Zach would be wearing them. NBA officials noticed something strange about these shoes when they saw Kane's posts. Almost every pair of these shoes was blinding. Thus, Yeezys were banned. Donovan Mitchell, John Wall and Brandon Instagram had already informed Adidas that they would wear the shoes, but no one was more heartbroken than Zach LaVine. He arrived at the 2020 All-Star Weekend prepared to be a trailblazer. As soon as he stepped on the court, Zach laced them up. In the three-point contest that night, Zach became the first player to wear banned Yeezys. As a result, he gave other players hope that they too could make a difference. Ingram knew his turn had come after witnessing Zach's sacrifice. Next day, with all eyes on him, he walked right onto the court wearing the Yeezys during his first NBA All-Star game. Wearing them for the first time in an NBA game, ironically, Kane himself was courtside. He signed Ingram's shoes in front of everyone. He knew his shoes would soon go global. After All-Star Weekend, another player stepped up. Andre Iguodala wore them twice during a regular season game. There's even a new color scheme. As a result, the NBA did the only thing it could. This is the first shoe unban in NBA history, and Kane was overjoyed. As a result, he collaborated with NBA star Derrick Rose. Then make an even crazier shoe. Custom Nike Hyper Dunks. In any case, not every shoe undergoes a revolution, and Karl Anthony Towns was one of the unfortunates, as Netflix banned his shoes. He is addicted to watching strange things. For his next game against the Knicks, Towns scored 23 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and assisted 9 times. His team's trip to a dub wasn't even the best part. It was all about his shoes. Customized Nike Hyperdunks, these shoes were a work of art that combined his love of basketball and Stranger Things. In contrast, Towns faced the same problem with Stephen Curry's shoes. The kicks directly promoted Netflix and Stranger Things, so he couldn't wear them again. In fact, the NBA banned Towns' shoes, and they had no effect. The APL Concept ones. what if I told you that one basketball shoe was banned because it gave players superpowers? Nike and Adidas dominated the shoe industry for decades. One company, however, wanted to eliminate its competition. They created something no one else could match. They looked like any other basketball shoes. This could increase a player's vertical leap by more than 3 inches. Therefore, even Stephen Curry could dunk while wearing these. Nonetheless, the NBA responded with hell no when they learned about the advantages the shoes offered players and banned APL. Now, APL could have easily fallen off. Without NBA promotion, they would be losing hundreds of millions. As soon as the shoes were made public, they went viral, but APL embraced them. In order to purposefully get banned by the NBA, APL continued to design shoes. They eventually dropped 2 more banned shoes, Concept X and APL Super Futures. It's understandable why these shoes were outlawed, to be honest. Kyrie Irving's shoes. Kyrie Irving's shoes were banned for illogical reasons. Since Kyrie was selected by the NBA, one legend knew he deserved a signature shoe, and they also prepared to fix his first shoes, the Kyrie ones. Kyrie wanted the launch to stand out, so he didn't just copy LeBron's shoe design. Kyrie's life story was depicted in the designs. On the side, he drew a jagged pattern of Sydney Opera House, where he was born. He inscribed his mother's name, birthday, and passing day on the sole. Also, the fact that his jersey number was on them showed that Kyrie was eager for them to be seen by the world. In a game against the Warriors, Kyrie would debut his preferred colorway, the dishonest red Kyrie ones. Every time he touched the ball, his bright red feet were noticeable. It was clear after the game that the NBA hated them. Kyrie's shoes were fairly close to his jersey's hues. I'm unclear about the NBA's decision at that point. Carmelo Anthony's signature shoe. Kyrie obviously loved his shoes, but his situation wasn't as heartbreaking as Carmelo Anthony's. In his career, Carmelo dropped 9 signature shoes. Each represents a milestone in his career. On Carmelo's 10th anniversary, he wanted to revolutionize the shoe game. To turn his dream into reality, he worked with the legendary Jordan shoe designer. Carmelo wanted to incorporate elements from his previous shoes. In his first signature logo, he showcased a chrome piece on the back. Following the new year, Carmelo began wearing different colorways. The shoes became his obsession throughout the season. It was then that the NBA crushed him. Fans and players everywhere complained about his shoes. His reflective heel was too distracting, they said. As a result, the NBA banned the shoes immediately. Michael Jordan knew how much these shoes meant to Carmelo, and he couldn't let him down. In no time at all, he was back on the court, wearing his favorite pair of shoes with a non-reflective heel, the Air Jordans. Michael Jordan has dealt with prohibited shoes before. His ban became one of the biggest mysteries in NBA history. Even before playing a single game, Jordan demanded a signature shoe. He signed a contract with Nike right away. At the time, air soles were a brand new technology. They came up with the ideal name for his shoes because they were aware of how much Jordan flew through the air. The Air Jordan shoes. I doubt Jordan or Nike realized how popular this shoe would become. Since most NBA players wore white or black shoes at the time, they were confident. According to Nike, Jordan's red and black shoes were revolutionary. The NBA then attempted to sabotage the event, because the league also wrote to Nike to forbid the shoes. He was threatened with a $5,000 fine every time he wore them. Nike reportedly instructed Jordan to wear the shoes anyway, and paid the fines. What was most absurd was that Nike and Jordan faked everything. Let's review the letter again. Jordan allegedly wore these forbidden shoes on October 18, 1984, but at that time, Jordan wore a completely different shoe for each game. Investigation revealed that the Air Jordan models weren't available yet. These were Nike's airships, almost identical to Air Jordans, but slightly different in appearance. Since they resembled Jordans, nobody recognized them. It turned out to be one of the biggest marketing mistakes in sports history. Nike misrepresented them as prohibited shoes. As soon as Jordan wore them to his rookie dunk contest, everyone wanted a pair because he made it seem as if he wasn't worried about any penalties. Jordan sold out wherever Nike released a new colorway and became the first basketball shoes to be worn off the court. Nike exceeded its $3 million goal in just a single year. Due to a fake ban, they generated $126 million. The NBA's prohibited celebrations are still more crazy than shoes, but they're still a big deal. How do you feel about these NBA banned shoes? Comment below with your thoughts. Thanks for watching.